Hello and welcome to another Wednesday on the Den. My name is Aaron and this week we are talking about sex positive topics and I have chosen fuck buddies and friends with benefits. Whew, that was new and different and slightly strange. There seems to be some invasion of the other boys on my video. Well, moving on. Now, although it might be slightly self-explanatory, what is a friends with benefits or fuck buddy or whatever else? Basically, it's when one particular person has a friend, and they socialise with each other, they go out to movies, and every so often they get a bit naughty with each other and naked. Well, not always naked, but generally things go inside of holes and things happen and, you know, the making out and love making happens. Aww. But they are not together, they're not in a relationship, and generally in the long-term future they don't see themselves as getting with each other. They're just friends that sometimes help each other release, as it were. So I thought, I've heard a lot about this from the gay kind of side. Let's talk to the straights. Because in the past I've had a bit of a mixed reaction from people about things like open relationships and stuff. So I kind of expected the same kind of thing with the straights and friends with benefits. It was just like, I automatically kind of paintbrushed them as saying that, no, this won't work. But, although I got some of that, I was actually happily surprised with some of it. And surprisingly, I got quite an even amount of boys versus girls, and I even had some girls saying, oh yeah, friends with benefits works. But it does seem that the boys were mostly saying, yes, friends with benefits works, it's a bit of fun, you know, it's nothing too serious, it's and, you know, it's what they're after. Which you kind of would presume would happen, and the girls would be the more emotionally attached people that don't think it works. But the general consensus was that most friends with benefits or fuck buddies actually do turn into relationships. So, what's the deal? Why do we have fuck buddies? Is it kind of like an audition to see if you can then become the real thing, the real deal, the real boyfriend, girlfriend thing? One of the things that came out in my little bit of research was actually that a lot of people thought that it was generally for the younger generation and the people who are at university, and that happens a lot at university. And obviously I work with quite a lot of university people because, you know, I'm in a student industry. So, you know, people generally were saying, yes, young people do this. And I actually got referred to as being too old to be able to have a fuck buddy or friend with benefits, which I find strange. You know, it's a bit of a difference of perception between the gays and straights, because I've generally found with gays that we're not that monogamous, really. You know, monogamy happens, but generally we're a lot more open in our relationships. We do a lot more of the sort of like one-night stands, friends with benefits, fuck buddy-ness, regular people that we have over for a good time. And yeah, it's not really frowned upon, it's just that we kind of realise that sex is just sex, although I know that some people within the gay community kind of go, no, 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 I'm with one person, that's it. But I do generally find that we're a little bit more horrific, if that's a word. Generally the bears like to sleep around with each other quite a lot. Okay, maybe not. But maybe so. It happens! You know, 3 degrees of separation with your best friend, you've probably had his friend who's had his friend who's had his friend, and we're all sexually charged and horny and we want to have sex, and so we go out and have it, and sometimes with regular people who then become fuck buddies, who then sometimes become more than fuck buddies. I don't know, it's very strange. This is why polygamy works. No, maybe. Yes. So anyway, let's go back to the demonstrations. So we have our happy couple, non-couple thing who, you know, are friends with benefits. And let's say that Stitch is the boy and Angel is the girl, just because we're going with colour genderness. Even though, supposedly in the olden days, pink was the boy colour and blue was the girl colour. But I digress. Anyway, so, la la la, we are fuck buddies, we have friends. Now, Angel is actually bisexual, so she has a male fuck buddy. And she also has a female fuck buddy. So Angel, being the whore that she is, has both of them. But neither of these two fuck buddies know about each other. Now, is that right? Is that wrong? Should they know? Now, I would generally go with the fact that I'd like to know if they're doing something, but maybe not who it's with. Although sometimes I'm a bit of a megalomaniac and I'd like to know. But no, I don't know, it's weird. It's strange. My head hurts sometimes when I think about these things. Anyway, so yes, she's a whore. But she might even have another one. You know, sometimes, you know, Stitch's Willy won't do. So she gets Santa Paws to come along. Yes. So Angel actually has 2 males and a female just to, you know, do lots of different things, because sometimes Angel's a little bit kinky and Stitch doesn't satisfy that kind of needs, and she needs Santa Paws because he's a bit of a leather daddy and she's a bit of a dominatrix with him, and you know, it all kind of works. It's very strange. I'm using cuddly toys to demonstrate fuck buddies and sexual relationships. But basically, it's normal. People do these things, you know, as long as it works for you and it makes you happy and no one's unhappy within this friend relationship fuck buddiness, then really what's the harm? If it, you know, it's not harming anyone, it's not pulling anyone apart, it's not hurting anyone, then what's the problem? You know, as long as you're all happy, either knowing about each other or not knowing about each other, you may, you know, you might all get together and have an orgy one day. Yay, orgy! And even one day, you know, as they grow up and grow on and get closer to each other through all these sexual experiences, you might find that Santa Paws disappears off and, you know, doesn't become part of the regular team anymore. You know, Pinkie Pie might decide, oh no, this isn't for me, I've actually got a lesbian girlfriend. Fluttershy, we're together now. Oh. And you know, Angel might realise her true feelings about Stitch and they become happy evil genius experiments together. You know, a couple of years down the line, or months, they might become actual relationship peoples. Or they might not. They might just go their separate ways and become their own entities and find new friends to have friends with. It's very complicated, isn't it? But also, sometimes when people are in a relationship with each other, they might also have an open relationship and so have friends with benefits outside of their relationships, which some people really don't understand. But basically, people like to have sex, and sometimes sex is just sex, and you need to think of sex just as sex and not as an emotional attachment, which can be hard because sex does involve a certain extent of emotional attachment, but sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it is just ooh, yay, I've come. I don't know. I've been in this t-shirt a while, let's change. So what do you think about friends with benefits? Do you think they work? Should everyone have one? I personally feel that some people, it doesn't work for you. Some people, it just depends on what you're looking for in life and where you are in your life at that time. You might not have the time to commit to a full-term relationship, and so this is the only thing that really works for you at the time. And, you know, you don't do one-night stands, so you prefer to have sex with someone that you kind of ish know. So you have a fuck buddy. End of the day, you need to do what makes you happy. And make sure that you're safe, you keep on getting tested, and, you know, go regularly, because those tests only last 3 months. And so really, you should go every 3 to 6 months and get tested and make sure that you are safe, because, you know, it's not just your sexual health, it's everyone that you have sex with as well. And a condom isn't fully protecting you from everything. So, yes. Yay. Hi! So that's my video on sex positiveness about friendships with benefits and fuck buddies. Basically, it's a fuck ton of rambles and probably makes not much sense. But hey ho, there was demonstrations and it was fun. Yes. So, what are your thoughts on Fuck Buddies and Friends with Benefits? Leave a comment below and hopefully I will try and get back to you. I know that I'm not very good at it, but do it! Do it, do it. Because if there is more comments, then I'm more likely to respond. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday for more Men of the Den. Goodbye.